The saga of Michael Elami and Angela Deem has captivated millions of viewers around the world. A story of love, chaos, and constant drama that unfolds over the years in the reality show 90 Day. Their relationship has been a roller coaster full of passionate highs and devastating lows. Michael, a quiet and reserved Nigerian, had fallen deeply in love with Angela, an outspoken and fiery woman from Georgia, USA. Their love story, however, was anything but ordinary, as it was characterized by cultural conflicts, misunderstandings, and Angela's overwhelming personality. Angela has always been the dominant force in their relationship. From the beginning, she made it clear that things would go her way, and Michael, desperate to make their relationship work, often found himself bent to her will. Angela's character was notable. She exploded over little things and her jealousy knew no bounds. She accused Michael of flirting with other women, even when there was no evidence to support her claims. Her insecurities caused her to impose strict rules on Michael, expecting him to live up to her demands, no matter how unreasonable they were. On the other hand, Michael did his best to be the partner that Angela wanted. He endured her outbursts, hoping that her patience and love would eventually help him understand why. He believed that Angela's anger was rooted in her fear of losing him, and he tried to calm her down with kind words and gestures. But as time passed, it became clear that no amount of security measures could calm Angela's raging insecurity. The more Michael tried to calm her down, the more bossy and erratic she became. Their relationship, once based on love, had turned into a battlefield, with Angela waging a constant war against Michael's independence. She demanded access to his phone, questioned his every move, and forbade him to interact with other women, even in the most innocent of circumstances. Michael, who had always been a friendly and outgoing person, found himself increasingly isolated, cut off from his friends and family in a desperate attempt to keep Angela happy. The breaking point came on a day that started like any other. Michael worked on a project, trying to focus on something other than the ongoing tension in their relationship. Meanwhile, Angela was lost in thought, her mind suspicious and paranoid. She was convinced that Michael was hiding something from her. This irrational fear consumed her, and she decided it was time to face Michael once and for all. When Angela entered the room where Michael was working, her face was a mask of rage. Michael looked up, startled by this sudden intrusion. But before he could say anything, Angela began her tirade. She accused him of being unfaithful, of having lied, of mocking her in front of the world. His voice was loud and angry, and he punctuated his accusations pointedly, as if he could pierce with his fury. Michael, accustomed to Angela's outbursts of anger, remained calm at first. He tried to explain that he had no other wife, that he had been faithful to her, and that he had done nothing. But Angela was beyond reason. Her anger had reached boiling point, and she was not interested in Michael's explanations. She continued to scream at him, her words becoming more hurtful and irrational by the minute. She insulted him, questioned his love for her, and threatened to end their relationship unless he confessed to the crime she was so sure he had committed. As Angela's speech continued, something in Michael began to change. For years, he had put up with her anger and jealousy, believing that he could make her happy if he did his best. He had allowed her to dominate their relationship, make all the decisions and control every aspect of their lives. But in that moment, as Angela's words cut him like a knife, Michael knew that nothing he did would ever be enough. He could give up everything: his friends, his independence, his happiness, and it still wouldn't be enough to satisfy Angela's insecurity. A sense of clarity washed over Michael as he watched Angela moan. He saw her for what she really was, a woman consumed by her own insecurities, unable to trust or love without trying to master and control her. And for the first time in a long time, Michael felt a wave of anger rise up in him. It wasn't the kind of anger that leads to shouting or fighting. It was a silent, lonely anger, born of years of frustration and repressed pain. It was the kind of rage that comes when someone finally realizes they've reached their limits. While Angela continued to accuse him, Michel did something he had never done before. He stood up to her. In a quiet, calm voice, he told her to stop. He told her he was tired of being treated like a criminal, being accused of things he didn't do and letting her control. Angela, shocked by Michael's sudden confidence, paused for a moment, but quickly recovered, doubling her accusations. But this time, Michael did not back down. He stood his ground, refusing to be intimidated by Angela. He told her that he had always loved her, that he had given her everything, but he could no longer live like this. He told her that if she couldn't trust him, then there was no reason to continue their relationship. His words were calm, but they had a weight that Angela did not expect. She was used to Michael giving in, apologizing, and trying to make things right, even when he had done nothing wrong. But now he found himself facing a Michael who no longer wanted to be controlled. Angela, not knowing how to react, tried to regain her. She threatened to leave him, end their relationship, return to the United States and never return. But Michael, instead of begging her to stay as he had done in the past, simply told her that she was free to do what she wanted. He told her that he would not stop her if she wanted to leave, but that he would not continue to live under his rule. Angela's eyes widened in surprise. This was not the reaction she expected. She had always believed that Michael needed her, that he would do anything to stop her from leaving. But now, faced with the reality that Michael was about to leave, Angela's anger quickly turned into fear. She realized that she had pushed him too far, that her constant accusations and demands had finally brought him to his breaking point. For a moment, Angela was speechless. She had always been the one in control, the one setting the terms of their relationship. But now that control was slipping away and she didn't know how to stop. In a last-ditch effort to regain her power, Angela tried to soften her tone, telling Michael that she just wanted to feel secure in their relationship, which she was afraid of losing. But Michael, seeing his attempt to manipulate the situation, remains firm. He told her that if she really loved him, she must trust him, and that this trust could not be forced or demanded. It must be freed. Angela, realizing she was losing the battle, attacked Michael once more. She accused him of being ungrateful, of not appreciating everything he had done for her. She talked about the sacrifices she had made, the money she had spent, and the visa process that had consumed her life. But Michael, unmoved by his attempts to make her feel guilty, just tells her that love is more than just keeping score. He tells her that true love is based on mutual respect, trust, and support, things that were sorely lacking in their relationship. As the reality of the situation began to sink in, Angela's anger gave way to despair. She begs Michael to reconsider, to give their relationship one. But Michael, having made up his mind, kindly told him that he had to withdraw. He told her that he needed time to think, to figure out what he wanted in life. And for the first time, Angela was faced with the possibility that Michael would leave her, that the man she had always taken for granted was finally slipping through her fingers. The days that followed were tense and full of uncertainty. Angela, desperate to keep Michael, did everything she could to win him back. She apologized for her behavior, promised to change, and tried to rekindle the romance that had once brought them together. But Michael, although he appreciated her efforts, knew that words alone would not be enough. He needed to see a real change and feel that Angela really respected him as an equal partner.